So let's talk about some things that we could focus on as a digital marketer, or again, I'm going to use the word marketer, okay, that has a digital component. I think there's a lot of stuff that we could do. There's a lot of things that we need to work on to be a better marketer. But if we think about the concepts, there are at least a few things that we could work on, or at least focus on, to make us better at what we do. So I like to present to you 5 things to focus on right now. One of them is the content, right? We want to make sure that our content's engaging and that we're processing it and creating that message that makes sense for the target market. So everything we do has to be engaging, because remember, the first stage of awareness in that journey is awareness. So we have to make sure that our customer, our future customer, is aware of who we are. So we use our website, we use blog, we use articles, we use videos. All that content helps us create awareness. Then the next thing we could do is SEO, organic SEO, and SEO stands for search engine optimization. Well, what do we do there? Well, we have to optimize our website. And optimizing our website today includes making it good so that when someone gets on it on the phone, they have an easy access and is easily accessible to handhelds, because a lot of traffic is happening on the phone devices right now. So your website has to be optimized for mobile. And you also have to put in what we call keywords, which are long tail and short tail keywords. And we'll cover that in additional sessions. But basically, the keywords that help people find you, that tie into what you do as a product or a service. Then, of course, there's social media. And we know that. Now, it's crazy how many social media opportunities there are out there, right? There's a lot of channels. As a business owner, as a marketer, what channel do I go into, right? There's so many. Well, the answer to that is be good at 2 or 3 of them. Don't be half good in 5 of them. Be good in 2 or 3 of them, and make sure that they tie into the market where your customers are. That's important. Then there's email marketing. Email marketing is a phenomenal tool that we're not using, or we haven't used in the past, up until more recently now with the pandemic that came to us. It's a low cost, easy to use, instant business. We can get instant business by using email marketing, providing we have a good email list. And then the last part, the last thing that we could do that we should focus on are videos. Video traffic is just exploding right now. Most of us are watching videos. That's how we're getting our information right now. So as a company, you need to have a good video out there. You need to have a good video content library to get the message and to get that out. That's important. So 5 things to focus on in general would be your content, the SEO, your organic SEO and optimizing your website, your social media, your email marketing, and your video. And I separated that out from content because that's how important it is. Any questions on that?
So I have one, sir.
Yeah, what is it?
So there is organic SEO. Basically, you kind of optimize your own content.
Yep.
You basically make efforts, and Google basically takes you on the higher ranking in the search results.
Right.
What about the paid SEOs also? Like, I mean, is there a tool or like for paid SEOs also? I think I heard about that also.
Yeah, there's 2 ways. There's 2 ways, and we're going to cover both of them. But organic is easily established, and it's free.
Credible also, correct.
Right. It's a good price, right? And one important thing of note, when you look at data and when you look at analytics, most traffic is coming through organic searches rather than paid searches. And that's important. I'll give you an example. When you search for something, how often do you click on the ads?
Uh, Rarely, you know.
Exactly. So you're no different than the 300 million other people in the US, right? Occasionally we'll click on the ads, but mostly we look for the natural organic stuff. So that's why your organic SEO has to be as strong, if not stronger, than your paid SEO. Anybody could pay, right? As long as you have the money, but the organic stuff is important.
Correct.
Okay. And we'll cover that as well. We'll cover
Thank you.
both. Okay. All right. So let's talk about content. Now,
Um,
yeah,
I have a question.
yes.
So the organic form will be like a free website?
Yeah. Organic form would be a free website, a blog, social media post. What about YouTube, right? Can you open up, how much does it cost to open up a YouTube account? How much does it cost to open up a YouTube account?
No,
Zero.
that's free.
Free, right? Exactly. How much does it cost to open up a Facebook account?
Yeah, free.
Yeah, exactly. So you could build all this organically. You don't have to necessarily spend money to grow your business, although you have to, because you can't really get the traffic that you need if you don't spend a couple dollars. So I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is you can actually build a healthy SEO without spending money if you had to,
Mhm.
Okay.
right? And there are companies that do that all the time. But that's a great question. Now, so when we think about organic SEO, what does that mean? Well, that means that you have to have good content, right? Because it's the content that drives the search results. So in this particular case, what is good content? Well, I like to think of it as a content pyramid. And at the top of that pyramid, I have videos because that's how important I think videos are. So video has to be on top. And then we have audio, which is as good as video, but of course it's stripped out, the video is stripped out, so you just have the audio piece. And then you have, of course, the images and the text. So if you build your content and you have video, audio, image, and text, you have a pretty good content library that you could push out there. Now, if you think about all the different social media that's out there, the question is, well, what content goes to what social media? Well, that's something that you have to work through because you have to know where your consumers are and create that message that will help you get the content out. So when you build your content, think about building it in terms of video, of audio, and then of images and text. That'll be a great content pyramid. Now, one thing that we talk about here is media types. So what type of media types are out there? What channels could we explore? Well, there's owned media. That's owned media. That's the marketing channels that we own. So our website, the blog, our social media channels, we own them. So we could create our own messaging and put that out there. There's earned media, which is media that we earned as an organization, brand loyalty, consumer relationships, things of that nature. People talk about us and give us 5 stars and good reviews. We earned that media. And then there's the last one, which is paid media. That's where we pay to get our marketing and our messaging out. That's the paid SEO and the pay-per-clicks and the social media ads and all that. So we have to put all the content out there in different types of channels and create different messages based on that particular channel. So any questions on that concept? Okay, so let's talk about a little bit about organic SEO, and we'll cover this in more detail. I'm just trying to um, get the surface information to you now so to start thinking about things. So organic SEO is important because it will help you with your rankings on Google. Remember that when we put a search term in the search engine, we want the results to pop up to the top of the page. Now, that's a very tough task to get to pop up at the top of the page. unless you have a lot of things going for you when it comes to SEO. And I'm talking about links and tags and meta tags and header lines and URLs and authority, domain, what we call domain authority. All that's part of getting good SEO and good organic search. Now, it's important that we understand what our keywords are. Like, what are the 10 most important keywords that people look for our business with? And let's make sure that those keywords are throughout our content. So when they put that keyword in, our content comes up. That's the first place we need to do. And then you need to go in and make sure that you're searching once a month to see how that changes, if it does change, and then update your website. So you want to create pages that have keyword focus, and each page needs to have specific content and specific images, so it helps you with the search and with organic SEO. Now let's talk a little bit about video marketing, because that's pretty important, as I mentioned. So if you think about video marketing today as compared to maybe 15 years ago, it's come a long way. Right now we have TikTok and we have YouTube and Instagram stories and Facebook and all that stuff. And we could create a video right now using our handheld phone. We don't need a high production value. We don't need a big production team. We can just do it right from our cell phone. That is incredible, because individuals like to see authentic content. And if we can do that from our phone, there's no cost involved, right? It's just time and creativity. So remember, when you create some type of video campaign or when you do video marketing, you want to make sure that it's coming across as you are the authority in that subject. If you're doing anything on business, make sure you project confidence throughout the video so that people are engaged and they buy into what you're explaining. Also, you want to build trust. So the personality has to come across. Make sure you're building trust and you have that personality there. And what about offering some knowledge, right? People like to learn from the videos they see. So if you could provide knowledge to them, that helps with your viewership. People look at that a little longer. And the other thing we need to do, if we're marketing, using these as marketing messages, is have some type of key takeaway, some type of actionable type item where it's telling you how you can go to the next step. Like, okay, thanks for watching Professor Ken's digital marketing video. If you'd like to learn more, visit professorken.com and get more on my subject, or get a discount if you sign up within the next 7 days, or something like that. We want some type of call to action in the video. So that's why video is important, because it really helps explain, it really helps move people to action, and it really helps get that connection going. Now, website optimization takes some time to really master, but some of the things you need to understand, and we'll dig into this a little further, is things like title tags. Google needs to find you, so you need to make sure that you're out there with a title so they know how to look you up. Meta descriptions. People want to know what that page is all about, and that description will help explain what that page is all about. Plus, Google likes to see that information because it answers someone's query. Your heading and your titles have to make sense. Make sure that you're titling and you're putting proper headings on that subject, that keyword, that it populates at the same time. What about the URL? The actual URL has to be aligned to what you're trying to accomplish. So if you look up my workshops, it would be something like professorken.us/workshops, right? That tells you, well, that's workshops by Professor Ken. Pretty simple. I get that there. Then you have the body copy. That's the content that we have inside the site. It has to be optimized with your keywords. And then the other thing we need to do is make sure all of our images have these tags, these alt image tags, because Google's looking at images too. In fact, images are like I think it's like 40-something% of all searches go through images. So your images have to be tagged in order to be optimized. So that's some key pointers there when we talk about website optimization. Now we'll go through this in detail. So don't worry about if you're not getting it all right now. We're just covering some basic fundamentals to understand as we start thinking through the process here. Now let's talk about email marketing. So email marketing is still one of the most effective ways to get your message across and to generate instant business. Why? Because these customers are already in your marketing funnel. You already have their permission to market to them, which is great. So it allows you to get good customer retention because now you're communicating with them on a regular basis. Hello?
Yes, we can. I can hear you now.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
I can.
Okay, perfect. All right. So let me restate that then with email marketing. So email marketing allows great customer retention because you can obviously communicate with your customer. You could acquire new customers by reaching out to them, and you can even take them through the customer funnel if they're part of your email marketing campaigns already. You can get customer data, right? Because they share information with you. You could generate different types of leads, maybe segment them in different ways. They become more aware of your brand because now you can market to them on a regular basis. And of course, you could promote to them as well. So email marketing does all of this. This is why it's an important part of our digital marketing program. Okay, let's talk about social media somewhat. So we all know what social media is. We participate in it, maybe some of us more than others. We also maybe are marketing in it. Maybe we have a business page that we're marketing to. But understand that in that word, social media is social. So to be social means you have to communicate. And to communicate, that means you have to send out a message. So you have to think about the messaging you send out to your customer base. And if you do that through social media, that means maybe your messaging is different. For instance, you may have two types of customers. You probably have more. Well, let's say you have two. You have a professional mom who's maybe 40 something, who has children, who's college educated and works. And you have an older retired woman who's could be a grandma by this time, right? So she's 55, 65 plus, and she's retired and she has more disposable income and time on her hands. Two different women, but they buy the same product. You need to understand that. So in understanding you have two different women who, in this case, let's call them personas or individuals, your messaging is different. Why? Because maybe the professional mom is more on Instagram and WhatsApp, and maybe even I don't know, Facebook, right? LinkedIn or whatever she may be, but mostly on WhatsApp and Instagram because she has kids and all that stuff, so she's tied to them that way. So your messaging to her will be different because she's focused in on a different part of her life, and she has different pain points and needs and things of that nature. Now, your message to the retired woman who's buying product, maybe she's now on LinkedIn and Facebook because she spends more time learning about her grandkids and friends and families and things of that nature. And she's retired from being a professional, so she's tied into LinkedIn. The messaging to her is different. So you have two different women that uses two different types of social media channels that you have to create different messaging for. They could be the same, but maybe they have a different meaning, or maybe they have different images. So that's how you really master social media. And what I'm saying here is not to go out and be everywhere on social media, but try to master 2 or 3 channels that tie into your customer group and be good at them.